morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. So, oh, look at those skies. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so today, I hope I'm on the right path. The path of least resistance. On this freeway, as Abraham would say, the path of least resistance. So today, I am going to talk about empaths. Now, I made a video about this, and I thought I uploaded it. I think I created it, but I deleted it thinking that I had already uploaded it, so it's gone. And I made it the day after I made the video, why nice people finish last. And the reason why I made the empath video is because the next morning after I made that video, I came across another video, or I should say I came across a video in the morning when I woke up, and it was about empaths and money. And this empath, or this, I should say this lady who was claiming to be an empath, was basically giving a description as to what an empath is, and the description that she gave was what she believes to be, but it's not really what it is. And it was interesting because what she was saying, she was actually verifying everything that
signal lost.
She was verifying everything that I had said in the video about why nice people finish last. Now, empaths also finish last. And the reason why that is, or I should say people who claim to be empaths finish last. And the reason why that is because they're in denial of their own pain. Now, what empaths do is they say, we feel the energy of others. That's what they say. We can feel it. And they basically mimic it, meaning they feel and they believe that when someone else is feeling bad or down, I'm sure my windows are closed, it's starting to rain. When they feel bad, when another person feels bad, they feel bad. And when another person feels, or when someone else feels good, they feel good. So if someone else is happy, they're happy. If someone else is sad, they're sad. All right? Now here's the thing. That's not what's really happening. Empaths are in complete denial of their own emotions, which is why they claim this title of empath, because what they're saying is, as an empath, we feel what other people feel. But what they're not recognizing are their own feelings. They're in denial of their feelings, so they blame how they feel based on other people around them. They say, oh, I can't be around a lot of people because there's too much energy and I just get all this anxiety. But the anxiety isn't from the energy of other people. It's not that other people are feeling anxious. It's that they're feeling anxious in a group of people, in a large group of people. Some are, and they say, oh, empaths were introverts because we feel so many of other people's emotions. They would love to believe that, and they do believe that, but that is not the case. What is the case is that they have a lot of emotions within them that are triggered by other people. Now, I'm not saying they're not sensing other people around them. I'm not saying that. We all have that ability to sense the energy of another. But to take on their energy, it's not something that is possible unless you are directly influenced by that person. So what I mean by this is your emotions are your own. All right? Should I turn some windshield? I should do something. What was I saying? When you have, okay, so you have your emotions that you have. So what happens is they have the pain within them, and when they see someone else experience pain, it triggers their own pain. Their own emotions are being triggered. The other person isn't dumping their emotions into their soul. They're being triggered. The empaths, or the people who are calling themselves or refer to themselves as empaths, are actually feeling their own emotions, but they're being triggered by the sadness of another, by the loss of another. Look, we cannot feel something we have not experienced. we cannot feel something we have not experienced. And the thing is, and so here's the thing with people who claim to be empaths, they're very sensitive to their own emotions, but they're denying, or I should say, they're in denial because they're not. I don't want to say they're not, but it's not like they're actively ignoring them. A lot of them are unknowingly ignoring them because they truly believe that the feelings that they're feeling are based on the other people. And that's true to a certain extent because the other people are triggering the emotions that dwell within these people who claim to be empaths. Now, I was listening to this lady, and I'll be sure to, this time I will be sure to add the link, and that's why I found out that I didn't upload the video, because I remember saying in the video, you know, I have like bad memory in terms of putting links in the description box. So I went to check, and I couldn't find the video. I was like, oh my god, I forgot to even upload the video. So when it's really coming down. We need it. Oh my gosh, we need this rain so bad with all these fires out here. So the California drivers are not smart in terms of driving in the weather, any weather, snow, rain, even if there's clouds outside. They just lose their minds. There's just accidents all over the place. I don't know what it is. If the sun ain't out, they ain't out. So anyway, so I was listening to this lady, and she was talking about how she said empaths usually come across as the victim. And it's true. If you meet anyone who claims to be an empath, they are a victim through and through. They will tell you that, you know, they experienced this, and they experienced this trauma, and they experienced this. And she even said, she goes, you know, they're usually bullied. And she said, I was bullied growing up. And this is what I'm saying. When you're bullied, you have emotional injuries created in that moment. So if you grew up being, so, you know, usually empaths are reserved. They are, or people who claim to be empaths are kind of reserved. They stay to themselves. They're what you call introverts. And the reason why this is because their parents passed on a lot of degradation to them as children. At their conception, when their mother and father, physical parents, mother and father, had or created had sex and, conceived, as that soul incarnated, it was imprinted with all the emotional injuries of their parents. And so they came out being a certain kind of way based on what dwelled within the parents. So all the suppressed, so it doesn't matter if your parents are successful and they've suppressed all their hurt and pain. It doesn't mean they released it. It means that they suppressed it. And so when they conceived, it came together, because like attracts like people. You're going to attract people with similar emotional injuries. So if you have, say, someone who was extremely mistreated as a child, and then you meet someone who's extremely mistreated as a child, they conceive, guess what their baby's going to have? All that emotional injury, all of that trauma dwelling within their little soul. So as they're going to school and being beat up and bullied and made fun of, and all these different things that are hurtful and painful on top of what their parents already gave, it's going to cause them to go inward, and they're going to be in their feelings. Now, what people, because they're so much into their feelings, they go around Googling stuff, and they're like, oh, I'm really sensitive to my feelings. I'm an empath. That's what I am. When people are happy, I'm happy. When people are sad, I'm sad. It's because it's like they're mimicking their environment. But it's really not. They're purposely mimicking their environment. Their emotions are being triggered within them. So she said, we're usually doormats. That's what she called herself, as a doormat. She goes, empaths are usually the doormats. We're doormats because people just walk all over us, and they use us, and they abuse us, And this goes along with what I said in the video that I made titled Nice People Finish Last, or Why Nice People Finish Last. Like, she was verifying everything that I said. Everything that I said. And I'm looking at it because I get a lot of confirmation. Like, if I make a video about something, usually something is presented to me to confirm the things that I've said, to validate it. Because I'm not saying that I doubt what I say, but there is doubt within me from many different things that I've experienced. So those are emotional injuries that I have to release that are still there. And so the universe helps me out a lot. It's like, okay, you know, let me show you this. Let me give you this. You did this. Let me show you this. Let me show you that you are on the right path. Let me show you that what you said was accurate. What you said was true. So it solidifies more and more and more within me. So anyway, she was talking about she's a doormat. And that's what I said about nice people finishing last. And the reason why is because they're looking for something. Now, she said specifically, the reason why empaths get used is because they want people to feel good. And the reason why they want others to feel good is so that they can feel good. Now, that's called an addiction, people. That's what she was saying, but she wasn't saying it as an addiction. She wasn't referring to it as an addiction. She was saying it like it's this is just how it is and how they operate. And yes, this is how she believes it's happening, but that's not what's really happening. Anytime you have to change someone else in order for you to feel better, it is an addiction. It's because you have zero control over how you feel, but you need other people to change so you can feel better. Is that not an addiction? Manipulating your environment in order for you to feel better, because if you don't, you're going to feel like crap. That's why they comfort people. Empaths are like, oh, I feel your pain, let me do this for you. Oh, I feel your pain, let me do this for you. Oh, you're struggling, I can see the struggle, I feel your struggle, it hurts, let me do this for you. Let me do this for you. And before you know it, they're these self-proclaimed doormats, but they're the one who's creating the environment to be used. And the reason why they're being used is because they're willing to go above and beyond in order to feel good. That's the only reason why they're doing it. And she said it. She said, we go above and beyond to the point where we're exhausted and we have no more energy. And that's the extent to which their pain is. It's deep. So deep, they spend their lives helping others so that they can have an ounce of joy, an ounce of relief from the pain that they're feeling. But they don't understand that the pain that they're feeling is their own pain. It's being triggered by what they're seeing. They're relating to what they're seeing. They can sense it because they've experienced it. And they have so much of it, it's like easily triggered. They can be in the company of someone and feel someone's sadness. If I feel someone's sadness, I sense it. But I know it's not mine, so I don't take it on. And I'm not like, let me fix it so I feel better. The thing is, I don't feel bad because I know it's not mine. But they think that it's the other person that they're feeling when it's their own emotions within themselves that are being triggered. And here's the thing. Empaths never heal. They're always victims. They're always doormats because they don't know that what they're feeling is their own. They don't know that what needs to be healed dwells within them. It's not the other person. It's not the person standing in front of them that needs to be healed. It's their own soul that needs to be healed. But they don't get it. They really believe that everything that they feel is based on someone else. And it is based on someone else, but it's not the other person's emotions and feelings that they're feeling. It's their own. And this is what an empath is. An empath isn't this, it's not what they say it is. But I understand why they have to say it is how they believe it to be. Because it removes them, how would I word it? It absolves them from having to acknowledge their pain. In their mind, they believe they don't have to acknowledge their pain because all the pain that they're feeling is someone else's pain. This is why they cannot heal. This is why they struggle. And this is why they oh my God, Jesus Christ. Have you met an empath? They are some angry people. Angry. And they'll present as being nice. But let me tell you, it's like a scorpion. They're just mosey on along. They're moving slowly and gracefully. But as soon as you trigger them and rub them the wrong way, they'll sting you just like that. Just look. They're all over the place, and they put themselves out there, and they call themselves empaths, and you will see. Just watch them. Hey, Facebook them. You know, get involved in their groups and look at it. Because there's one thing I know is I've been in these groups, these new age groups before, and people call themselves empaths, and they are some of the meanest people that I've ever come across. They put butterflies and rainbows, hearts and unicorns, and do all these things, and they'll say all these things, and let me tell you, but when they don't agree with something, or someone disagrees with them, they will sting you. They will attack you. And it happens all the time. All the time. And they don't see it. They won't see it. They won't see it just as much as they won't see that the pain that they're feeling is their own. That's how blind they are to it. And they'll make it about the other person. You're the reason why I'm angry. You're the reason why I feel like this. It's always you're the reason. These people are in complete denial. Complete denial. And you can't tell them any different. They have to have humility in order to see it themselves. Otherwise, they're not going to see it. Why? Because they're an empath. They know better. I know my energy. I have love. I have light. I have high vibration. People walk around saying it. I mean, I can walk around saying that I'm a police officer. Walk around with a gun and a badge, but that don't make me a police officer. I'm just a person illegally walking with the gun and the badge. But I mean, I'm not saying this to condemn them. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying this is what it is. This is what's happening. And if you listen to, I'll put the link in the description box this time as I upload the video. And then if you go back and listen to the Why Nice People Finish Last, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And you can see how this lady was literally verifying and validating everything that I said in my video. Everything that I said. And you can see the denial. You can see it. Because if you know the way emotional injuries happen, and if you know how trauma stays within the soul, if you know all these things are there, you know why people interpret things the way they interpret things. That's how I know. Because I know the soul. I know how it operates. And I know why someone would say something. I know why someone would say something because it dwells it dwells within their soul. You're not going to say something if it doesn't dwell within your soul. There's a reason why you say something positive, and there's a reason why you say something negative. There's a reason why you condemn. There's also a reason why you support or what is the not support, not motivate, uplift. So there's a reason why someone would attempt to uplift someone, but it's not all the same reason. You just have to know the energy. You have to be able to read the energy of a person to know why they're saying what they're saying. Oh yes, someone may be saying, oh, you're doing a great job, but that doesn't mean they're doing a great job. Some people say you're doing a great job in order to motivate someone to do a great job. This is what I'm saying, but you have to know the energy that the person is in order to interpret and understand what and why and how what is being said is being said. That's how you know. It's the energy of the person. So if someone says, I love you, it may not mean I love you. It may be a complete lie in order to get you to trust them, in order to get you to be comfortable with them. It happens all the time. Women, little girls, when I say little girls, I mean like teenagers, who are, with their little new boyfriends, and he's like, I love you. She's like, oh, okay. And then she just spreads it wide open, and then she ends up pregnant, and then she don't know what the hell to do. Because he didn't mean it. He may not have known that he didn't mean it, but he didn't mean it. How can a child, how can a teenager know what love is if adults don't know what love is? All they know is when you're close to someone and you like someone, you say, I love you. Really, that's how children and adults operate. I'm close to you, I love you. But they don't really love them, because if one time you don't do what they want, they don't love you anymore. Which meant what? They never loved you in the first place. This is why you have to understand the energy. And so empaths are very sensitive to energy. Yes, they can read other people's energy, but reading someone's energy, sensing someone's energy, and you taking it on as your own are two different things. Two different things. I did that. Boom! Just like that, baby. I couldn't do it if it was raining, though. I would have slid right into the Tesla. I wouldn't have even tried it. So, anyway. Empaths. You know, if you claim to be an empath, if this is you and you're claiming to be an empath, oh, I forgot to put on my headpiece. I think I figured out why the road noise is so, how should I say, loud in my videos, is because when I bought this new phone, it's the Note 10 Plus, it has this feature where the microphone zooms in on whatever it's focused on. So since I'm not the focus because the camera's not on me, it's focusing on the road, and so I believe it's picking up that external noise. And because I noticed that it was much louder than before. So yeah, and I thought I turned it off, but when I turned it off, something happened to where I couldn't get this wide angle that I have now, so I had to do a whole picture resetting, the camera settings reset. So I think it knocked that thing back off, or turned that mic thing on again. So anyway, I apologize if the road noise is really loud, but I'll try to fix it for the next one. But anyway, if you're an empath, if you're claiming to be this, understand what I'm saying, because if you don't, you're going to have a long life of misery, because the world is in a miserable place, and you are surrounded by people who are in pain. And the thing is, the reason why you're surrounded by people in pain is because you have a lot of pain. Your soul is attracting this. Your soul is attracting the hurt. Your soul is attracting the people who mistreat you. Your soul is attracting all of these things. And the reason why you're seeing it, the reason why you're experiencing it, is because it dwells within your soul. And as long as you continue to say that you feel like crap because other people feel like crap, you'll never heal. You'll never be in a place of power, because you won't have any. Because every time you say that you feel bad because other people feel bad, you're saying, I have no power over my emotions, I have no control over my emotions, and I am subjected to everyone around me. And that is not the truth. But as long as you believe that to be true, that will be your experience. But if you want to hone in on your own power, you want to, use your power, you're going to have to deal with your emotions. You're going to have to look at the hurt and the pain that dwell within you. If you're feeling it, it is your pain. It's not anybody else's pain. You may be able to relate to someone. Someone may be presented to you so that you can see your pain, so that they can be a mirror, because that's what people are. They're mirrors. So they're presenting themselves to you so you can see yourself. But as long as you keep saying that the people I'm seeing is just them and I'm feeling them, you'll never be able to heal. And you'll always, like I said, be subjected to their, subjected to how, I would say, you're subjected to their pain. Because the pain dwells within you, but you will always be, or have this understanding that the pain isn't yours and it's theirs, and that takes away your power. You have no power to fix yourself or to fix something, because you're not willing to see, you're not willing to say that the pain is yours. And that means you're in complete denial. So you have to find some humility within your being to allow yourself to see that which dwells within you. Look at your childhood. Look at how painful it was. Look at how alone you felt. Because these feelings that you felt as a child, it's not because you grew up or you were born an empath. It's not because you're from the 7th dimensional Palladium, whatever that some people claim. That's not what it is. But as long as you keep believing these illusions, you will continue to live in the illusion. And let me tell you, the Creator has created the universe and created your soul to allow you to create anything that you want outside of absolute truth, outside of what the Creator deems to be truth and love. You can create anything outside of that, which is why people can create a life of murdering other people. This is why people can create a life of cheating other people. This is why people can create a life of abusing others. That's the illusion that they have created for themselves, but only because they have denied the truth of their pain. All hurt comes from denial of pain, their own pain, your own pain. When I was truly severely angry, the hurt and the pain that I caused others was because I was denying my pain. The anger denied pain. The rage denied pain. The control denied pain. The misery denied pain. It's just pain denied. That's all that it is. So, of course, you're going to be a doormat. Of course, you're going to be bullied. Of course, people are going to use you. Of course, people are going to abuse you. They're going to do all these things to you because you're denying your pain. All the while saying it's their pain you're feeling. But it's your pain. Trust and believe it is your pain. And that's never going to change. What has to change is your understanding of what's really going on within you and other people. Yes, someone else may be feeling a struggle, but you have also felt a struggle, which is why you're feeling it within you. You don't want to feel that, so you want to take action to make them feel better so that you feel better. Empaths are in denial. That's what that means. Empath, if anybody claims this, it means that you are in full-fledged denial. And you're trying to interpret what's happening in a way that doesn't feel painful. So what you say is, the pain that I feel, oh, I'm great. Because this is what happens. People say, I'm an empath. We have this ability to feel other people's pain. Yes, you have the ability to sense that means you're aware. Some people may even say you're hyper aware, but that doesn't mean that you're feeling someone else's pain. It means you're sensing, it means you're recognizing, but what you're feeling is your own pain being triggered by what you're recognizing, what you're aware of. If that makes any sense, that should make sense, because that seemed very clear to me. But that's what that is. But you cannot heal if you don't recognize this, because you're no different than any other soul that has been created. And I understand some of you want to believe that you come from a different planet, and that's fine. Like I said, you believe what you want to believe. But let me tell you, whatever you believe that is not part of truth will have consequences. And I can tell you right now, your consequences are your pain. Your consequences are your struggles. Your consequences are your lack of having. Your consequences is anything that involves pain, suffering, disappointment. That's what the consequences are. But when you get aboard, or when you get on board the truth boat and you sail off into the sunset, you'll be fine. You will be fine. And it's literally like that. It's like you can be around miserable people, because I used to be able to sense other people, and I could have called myself an empath, but I didn't get too deep into that. But I do remember, being in the New Age group, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm an empath, but I never really held on to it tight. It never became part of my being, part of who I am. I never used that label to describe myself. But I had a feeling like, oh, okay, well, that's what it's called, an empath. Okay, but I never put the badge on and wore it like that. So, hold I was distracted by this bicycle person. What is it called? A bicyclist? I've been making up many words lately. Oh my God, I think I said fictional. I said fictional in my last video, and I fell out laughing because when I first said it, I was like, this don't sound right. And so I was mixing fictional and fictitious together because both of those words were in my mind, because I didn't know which one I wanted to use, and so I accidentally combined them together, and that came out. But anyway, I thought that was funny. So yeah, the empath. What was I saying at the end there? I don't know. Let me take some coffee. And I think it's gonna help. Ooh, I made that strong. I'm gonna have some hair on my chest. No, I don't want hair on my chest. I don't want hair on my chest. So, what was I saying about the empaths? When I was younger, and I felt, when I was around people who were sad, I was sad. When people were around me who were angry, I was angry. But now, as an adult, looking back and having the understanding and the information and the truth, I now see that I was angry and sad. There was a lot of anger within me. And when I saw that, it triggered mine. I just didn't know it was mine. I didn't know it was mine. As a kid, I didn't know it was mine. I didn't know. Like everybody else, I said, oh, I'm angry because you did this, or I'm sad because you did that. And it had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with me and what dwelled within me and what still dwells within me. There's many things that still dwell within me. I just understand it better to where I don't react the same way. And because I understand why things are happening. And understanding why things are happening is different than just experiencing things and not having any idea as to why it's happening. Most people do not understand why they are feeling what they're feeling. They just don't. They don't know it. You know, they're because they haven't been taught this. Look, my mother didn't teach me this. My father wasn't around to teach me this. My grandmother didn't teach me this. You know, I didn't have family members to teach me these things. My brothers and sister, they didn't teach me these things. As an adult, I had to learn these things on my own. But the only reason why I learned it is because I had a desire for it. I had a desire for it and still have a desire for it. I want to know what the truth is. I don't care what it is. I just want to know what it is. Like, I don't have any preconceived idea as to what I need it to be. And a lot of people have a preconceived idea as to what they need truth to be. People need truth to be a certain kind of way in order to sustain their belief. A lot of beliefs are dependent upon what they believe is true or what the truth is. And so this is why they make it up. They say, okay, this is true, that's true, this falls in line with what I know, this is what's true, and that's fine, that people can do that. Hey, little taxi driver. Boy, I don't know, dude, these people, you know, taxi drivers, you know, they've been on the road forever, right? You know, they made careers out of it, and they drive like they don't know, like they've never been in a car before, like they don't know any rules of the road at all. And that just, it cracks me up. You know, you would think there'd be some pretty experienced drivers, but nope. I left on time so that you know, a little earlier than normal, because I was like, oh, it may be rain, it may be a backup, you know. Look how dry it is, look how clear it is. Umbrella and parka and all that stuff, and it's just bone dry out here in the city. And look at that, all that sunshine, cray. Anyway, so anyway, empaths. Yeah, it's. I don't want to say it's sad. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because they have this ability to sense. they would be what people call hyper aware, you know, because they are aware of other people around them. They're just not aware of themselves. That's the problem. They're aware of other people and what this is, but this is only because they want to, I don't know what these people are doing, but I know what I'm doing, and it's getting out of their way. That's why they figure it out. Get your life, people. Get your life. You know, they're super aware. You know, so the reason why they're not aware of themselves is because they have so much pain there. Consciously, it's not even on the radar. Unconsciously, if they're so busy worrying about other people and doing this energy, this is why they become energy healers. A lot of them become energy healers because it's always a focus on someone else. This is why they want to help people. This is why they want to change the world. Because if they spend their entire life attempting to change the world, there's no time for them to focus on themselves. None whatsoever. None. This is why they need projects. People are projects for them. And this is why they try to help people with all their problems. But guess what they can't do? They can't help themselves. Why? Because there's nothing wrong with them in their mind. Nothing wrong. Hello? Hello? Anyway, that's all about empaths. I know I'll probably get a bunch of down thumbs or thumbs down and comments and rah, 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 rah. That's okay, because I like chihuahuas. Rah, 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 rah. Come here, little chihuahuas. That's what chihuahuas do. Rah, 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 rah. They look like an empath. They look sweet and innocent. When you rub them the wrong way. Rah, 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 rah. Look, remember I said, now they probably won't say anything because they don't want to expose themselves. I said empaths are, you know, they come across as these sweet people, kind people, but you rub them the wrong way and rah, 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 they'll attack you, they'll sting you. And if I didn't say this right now, I probably would get a whole bunch of stuff because I get all kinds of comments. I delete them when I get them. Because it's not worth it, and nobody else needs to see that negative bullshit either. So I just delete it. It's a bloop, just like that. Bloop, remove, bloop, remove, bloop. My finger's gonna be bleeding pretty soon. Bloop. delete. Whatever. It's all good. Empaths are, you know, they contribute to the whole system that's going on. You know, because like I said. Big rig behind me. That's a beautiful truck. I don't know, what is that? Freightliner. That is a beautiful, beautiful truck. I like big rigs. I've always wanted to drive one. And that one behind me is like really, it's hot. The design is flawless. It's like, oh my god. No, it's a cool one. It's a nice looking truck. Not like this ugly thing on the left of me. Right there. I wouldn't want to drive that. Anyway, so there you go, empaths. You know, don't be a doormat. You don't have to be. You know, work on yourself. You know, feel the pain, know it as your own. And here's the thing. When you feel the pain, I know that there is something from your childhood that is connected to that. Which is why you're experiencing it, which is why you're being presented with it, so that you can see yourself. People are not there for you. People are there for you to learn. Everybody that you come in contact with is there for you to learn. About what? Yourself. Learn about yourself. Learn about the potentials. Because you may not be an angry person, but you could possibly be an angry person. You understand? Learn. Just learn. Allow other people to help you overcome things that you may not even be experiencing now. But at least you have the tools. At least you have the information. At least you have the understanding. The understanding to not get in a place of anger and rage. Because I use other people for that. I see people going through things. I'm like, oh shit. Wow, I don't want to go through that. And you see how they're responding. You see what's going on. You're like, okay. And you see, the thing is, when you see someone respond in a negative way, in an unloving way, there are consequences involved. And so if you look at the whole situation play out, what's going on up here? See, these cars, they act like, I can't get through. There's not enough room. You better go on the curb. Make it work. Make it work. I don't know these people. Cray. You see what I'm saying? They're doing all this bullshit. Look, ain't nobody got time for this. Just like that. I don't know what the hell these people doing. Look, it's just stupid. But that's all right because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? You can be held behind if you want to, but it's best if you don't. It's best if you don't. Here, this man went. Oh, here we go. Where he get the blanket from? That's what I'm saying. Where he get the blanket? He didn't have a blanket before, but it's cold now. He got a blanket because he brought that shit from home. I told you, he got a place to live, but this is his get down. This is get down. This is hustle. That's fine. That's what he wants. That's what he can do. So, yeah, if you can learn, I learned from empaths, because empaths, or people who claim to be empaths, look, we're all empathic, all right? Meaning we can sense what other people are experiencing, all right? We can sense what other people are experiencing. You know, the one thing in the spirit world, so I think in the last video I said an empath, or a person, cannot take or feel what another person is feeling. That wasn't quite true, and I'm glad that video didn't get posted, because I was concerned about that, because I misspoke. Well, I didn't misspeak, but I guess you can say I misspoke. But the thing is, like, in the spirit world, another spirit, meaning another person, another soul, someone who has passed on and now resides in the spirit world, where all of us are going to get to at some point. We're all going to get there. Okay, we're all going to get there. So, as this is, as you transition over, you have the ability to hook into and link into someone and feel the emotions that you're able to project your emotions, and you're able to feel what the other person is feeling. So I do get that aspect of it. But when you have a person who is incarnated in physical form, and they're calling themselves empaths, and they're saying that everything that they're feeling is based on someone else, understand this. A person cannot hook into you unless you share the same emotional injuries as they. Does that make sense? You cannot experience, a spirit in the spirit world cannot experience you, and you cannot experience them if you do not share the same emotional injuries. So it has to be present within you in order for that to happen. So can you feel the emotional injuries of another? Yes. But they have to be within you first. First. People, first. They have to be within you first. That is a prerequisite in order for that to happen. If that is not fulfilled, it ain't happening. Unless you're in a higher dimension and you're in a better place, you can sense, you can tell that they're feeling what they're feeling. But if you're like, let's just take a celestial being. A celestial being can see all that you are feeling. It can see the emotions, it can see the hurt, it can see the pain. But that doesn't mean that they will feel your pain. Because it's, as a celestial being, you have all of your emotional injuries removed. You have repented, you have forgiven, you asked for forgiveness, you have forgiven, you have removed, you have released all the emotional injuries. There's nothing, no degradation within you whatsoever. You have surpassed the state of Adam and Eve when they were first created. So you have surpassed the state of human perfection. You have now allowed divine love to enter your soul, and now you're free and clear. Free and clear of all, not only free and clear of emotional injuries, but the potential to have emotional injuries. It's done. You cannot go back. So a person who has emotional injuries or doesn't have emotional injuries within them cannot feel your pain. Only people with emotional injuries can feel other people's pain. They can relate to them. But what empaths are saying is that none of it is theirs. And that is not true. That isn't true. You can sense, you can be aware that someone else is in pain. You can know exactly what they're feeling. And you can feel it, but the only reason why you're going to feel it, Joy in front of me, the only way you're going to feel it is if it dwells within you. And this is the aspect that empaths don't recognize. They don't recognize this about themselves. And this is why they continue to live a life of pain, a life of misery, a life of being what this lady called a doormat. That's why this is going to continue to happen for you people who claim this. Because you don't see yourself having any pain, even though you're experiencing the pain. And this should be able to tell you that your understanding of yourself, your understanding of how things work, and your understanding of what you think you are is flawed. It's not accurate. I'm not saying it's completely flawed because I don't know what all of you know or don't know. But I know for a fact if you're claiming to be an empath, and this is what you're claiming, you are on the wrong path. The empath is on the wrong path. And you may want to get on the right one if you want to improve your life. And if your goal is to truly improve the life of others, then you may want to help yourself so that you can help others. Because let me tell you this, you impossible, you cannot help another when you are degraded. Because all your help isn't going to be from understanding, it's going to be from physical actions. Let me do this for you. Let me help you with this. Let me do this so you don't feel that. This is what's happening. I knew I should have got in the left lane and went that way. This is what's happening. What's happening? This is what's happening. Oh, now it's going to rain when I got to get out of the car. Really? That's all right. That's all right. I like wearing my parka. Having my umbrella out. Oh, I love making videos, and let me tell you, as long as y'all keep doing what you're doing, I'll always have a topic to make, to talk about. Oh, most of my topics, they come from other people. People experiencing this, experiencing that. I'm just explaining what they're experiencing. That's all I'm doing. Just bringing clarity. That's all, just bringing clarity. And you can accept it or not accept it. That's up to you. That's completely up to you. It does not define who I am. What I do defines who I am, not what you do. And this is what an empath should probably learn. What other people do shouldn't define you. What you do defines you. So if you're in denial, guess what? That defines who you are. When you want to help, well, you claim you want to help, but you do something unloving that prevents someone from seeing they're getting their lesson, because this is what empaths do. So when they allow themselves to be a doormat, this is why if you're unloving, you will be treated unlovingly. Hear that and receive it, just as I said it. If you do something unloving, you will suffer the consequence. You understand? If someone is unloving to themselves, they will suffer the consequences. If you do something unloving, you will suffer the consequences. Suffer, pain, disappointment, feeling alone. All these things are painful consequences. To what? Not living the truth. Why aren't you living the truth? You don't understand the truth. This is what I mean, people. Truth is everything. Everything. If you are experiencing some type of anger, it's because you're not living in truth. If you're experiencing some type of disappointment, it's because you're not living in truth. Why would you be disappointed? Well, because you're having an expectation placed upon someone. And that's unloving. No one is, it's no one's job to satisfy your expectations, but many people have them, and they expect them to be met. And when someone doesn't oblige, what happens? people get disappointed, bent out of shape, angry, pissed off. And that is your consequence. Every time you're irritated, frustrated, annoyed, it's because you are doing something unloving, and this is the real-time consequence. Place no expectations upon anybody. Same thing with your children. Are you angry because your children aren't doing what you want them to do? Well, guess what? That's an indication that you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Why are you placing an expectation on your child when your child is not your child? It's the child of God who has given them complete free will, free choice to do what they want to do with their lives. You can only guide them. You can't force them. But when you force them and they don't do it, you get angry. When you try to guide them and they don't follow your direction, you get angry. And that's because you expect them to follow. And not even God expects them to follow. And this is why you have this discord within your being. All your pain, all your anger, all your rage, all your disappointment. Same thing. A child expects, but a child does not know. So understand that. But just understand this. You're seeing it play out. A child expects their parent to love them. And when they don't, it hurts. But the child does not know the expectation. And nor does a parent understand the responsibility that they have embarked upon before they had the child. Like, they didn't understand this before they had the child. And so now that they have the child, they still don't understand. This is why it's important to understand what you're getting yourself into. People keep asking me, are you going to have kids? Do you have kids? No. Why not? Because I'm not foolish like that. I'm not in a place I already know. I'm not in a place where I can allow my child to have complete freedom. There's still too much control within me that I've learned from my parents that I haven't released. It's second nature. It's how I was taught. And there's a lot of things that I have to let go of. I have to release the emotional injuries from those things in order to raise a child in a way that I know intellectually how it should be done. That's why I don't do it. There's a lot of reasons why I don't engage in certain things, because I know I'm not gonna do a good job in that. And no. And so it's not even a desire. It's not like, oh, I really want kids, but I'm preventing myself from having kids. No, it's not even a desire. It's not a desire. It's unloving when you desire something and you prevent yourself from having that desire met. Now that's unloving, but it's not unloving when you don't desire it. I don't even desire it, and I know I wouldn't be perfect at it, and I'm not saying that anybody would be perfect at it, but I'm saying I would just cause harm to the soul that I would be responsible for. And the thing is, I'm not the only person in the picture. So like, there would be someone else in the picture. So I have to look at that. And I have to look at my emotional injuries and the type of person that I would attract that would be co-parenting with me. So there's a lot involved in this stuff. And I know, people just want to go fucking have children all over the place. And that's fine. That's their business. But as for myself, I'm aware of what's going on. I see it. I learn by watching people and their children. I see how their children are turning out. I'm like, some of the things that they're doing, I was taught to do. And so the thing is, it's not so much, look, if it's not in my soul, that means I have to check it all the time. It means I have to use my intellect to check my actions all the time. I have to not second guess, but I have to always go behind my action or my intent my intent to do something and check it. Use my intellect, and that is a lot of work. The mind is not designed to constantly do that. The soul is designed to just act as it should. Just act. Just act from your soul. Live from your soul. Take action from your soul. But when you realize that your soul has darkness in it, you don't do that. And so you use your intellect to catch yourself so that you don't darken your soul further. But the problem with that is, if you don't take or make any attempts to clean up your soul, your mind is going to get overwhelmed. This is why people, pay attention to this, people. This is why these people who want to present themselves as perfect, they're stressed the F out. They have mental breakdowns because they're trying to control so much. They're trying to present so much. This facade they're trying to maintain. What are they trying to maintain? What people know looks good. What people know that looks like it's the right thing to do, the loving thing to do. And so they're governed by society. And so they, even though they have darkness in them, they stuff that down. Even though they have pain, they stuff that down. Even though they don't feel worthy, they stuff that down, and they go out and they present themselves in a way that the world will accept them, so that other people won't see the darkness. But it's still there. But the thing is, this is why people go crazy, because the mind is not designed. The mind is not designed to be the only thing living and governing your soul. The soul is designed to govern the mind. The mind is not designed to govern the soul. The soul is designed, it's a very robust creation. It can handle a lot. The mind has limitations. And people are living from their mind. Therefore, they're living with these limitations, but they're pushing their mind to the max. And if you look at society today, everybody wants to be perfect. Everybody, this is when you have the Instagram and the Snapchat and the filters and this, and everybody's presenting one way, but their life is a freaking mess and a wreck behind the scenes, behind closed doors. You know, people presenting everything that they feel people want to see. And that's not who they truly are. It's not what's truly happening. And the mind is doing all of this. I got to do this. This looks good. I got to do that. That looks good. Oh, this is what's in right now. I got to stay relevant. I'm lonely, so I gotta make contact. I gotta have interaction. So I have to do these things that they like in order for them to interact with me. The mind is always working in high gear, full force. Oh, look at the little kitty. Oh, the little. No. Oh, they ran over. Oh, look at all the little cats. You guys can't see them, but what is he trying to get? The cat? Is he feeding the cats? What the hell going on? I gotta see what's going on. I hope he's not a cat catcher. He may be a cat catcher. Oh, he's feeding the kitty cat. Oh, wow, he's feeding the kitty cats. Oh, that's so nice. I thought he was gonna catch him. I saw the cats running. I was like, why are the cats running? Like the cats knew that this white truck is going to bring them. I got to give him a thumbs up when he looks over here. That's cool. That's real good. That's real good. That's real cool. That's awesome. He's like feeding the animals. All right. So anyway, that's it for this video. You guys have a wonderful Wednesday. If you're in LA, enjoy the rain. If you're not, enjoy watching us enjoy it. All right, everybody, take care. Bye now.